November 6th is Drums Mixing Night. Join Grammy-winning producer Ken Lewis and GOAT-level friends for an epic night dedicated to drums. Get inside tips from Sage Weber, drummer of Bring Me the Horizon, as Ken mixes his drum tracks live. Devon Terrell from Help Me Devon levels up your hip-hop drum game. Sides unlocks Logic Pro drum secrets. And Michael Moss, the movie trailer boss, shows you how to craft epic trailer drums. Legendary live sound engineer Ken Pooch Van Druten reveals the art of stage miking. Veteran session drummer Dylan Wissing shares his drum recording tricks. K-pop producer Dom Ravinius delivers drum production secrets. And This Is Torch teaches you how to create killer trap beats. Plus, Samantha from Hey Audio Student presents the Audio Industry Jobs Board. Find a job. All this and more on Drums Mixing Night, November 6th. John, are we live? Hey, we're live. All right. Hey, everybody, it's Ken Lewis. Welcome to Mixing Night Audio. And tonight I'm doing a full mix, faders down to finished, using only my plugin, ALLCOMP. ALLCOMP is my signature plugin. The team here built that over the course of about a year. ALLCOMP is 5 of my process chains put under the hood with a lethal tone shaping drop down. And I'm going to show you guys all of the cheat codes tonight. To get started, the stems for this session are in the description of the video you are watching right now on YouTube. Go get them, download them. You can follow along if you want. You can also get the free 14-day fully working trial of ALLCOMP. At the end of this, I'm going to create a preset pack from this session and give away the full preset pack. So if I'm cooking up any amazing sounds tonight that you guys love, there's going to be a preset for that. So tune in, go get that right now. The song I'm mixing tonight is my group, obSCENE Stealers. obSCENE Stealers is me and Michael Moss. And Michael and I collaborate with other artists. On this one, we collaborated with a great rapper, singer named I Know Fash. And I'm going to play you a little bit of this. This is called Roll with the Punches. So I'm going to play you my finished mastered mix, like a minute or so of it, just so you guys get the vibe of what I'm starting from scratch on tonight. But the mix tonight is going to be back to the original unmixed multi-track as recorded. And I'm going to use only ALLCOMP, and let's fucking go.
Run for your life. It's hard when you live in a line, it catches up with you. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times, time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the road.
I'm on the road.
Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substance and something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustling. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. Shut up, another, sir, I have another. Run up on a motherfucker looking for a come up. Commemorate inevitability, get him an enemy. I bet he could take him like a shot of adrenaline. I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met back. Cause that's how it really goes, but nobody really knows. All I know is I'm always on the go, and they need me like a code in the cold. She made me do it like Adam and Eve. I'm going through it like arms in the sleeve. If you're talking to me, then you must be elite. Cause
You get the idea. This is going to be a fun night. So that's my finished master. This song is out in the marketplace already. obSCENE Stealers, Roll with the Punches, featuring I Know Fash and I Know Fash. How you doing, Fash? I hope you're out there watching, dude. All right, I'm going to get started. If anybody has seen my sprint mixes, you know what's about to come. When I start a mix for real, I usually do this significantly slower. I'm going to pull these tracks up in about 5 minutes. Usually I would take about 15. Everything is going to be in the mix and roughly balanced and at a good level, and then I'm going to start pulling all of the magic out of it with ALLCOMP. So let's freaking go.
Like a shot of adrenaline, I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met. Back to the time that he goes, but nobody really knows. All I know is I'm always on the go, and they need me like a cold in the cold. Sleeve, if you talking to me, then you must be elite, cause nobody come through the door. Keeping I mean it, my reach is increasing my feet every second. It's scary, my style's in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas, so roll with the punches and carry. Roll. Commemorate inevitability, get him an enemy. I bet he could take him like a shot of adrenaline. I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met. Back, cause that's how it really goes, but nobody really knows. All I know, commemorate inevitability, get him an enemy. I bet you ever met. Back, cause that's how it really goes, but nobody really knows. All I know is I'm always on the go, and they need me like a cold in the cold. She made me do it like Adam and Eve. I'm going. Place I've been doing whatever it takes. Take it how you want it. I'm just chilling at the moment. You can run, but
All right, starting to sound a little bit like a song. Let me start with these drums and see what I can pull out of this main loop. So I originally split the snare out of the full loop so that I could mix the two separately. So I'm going to mix everything but the snare first. All right, I'm using the punch chain. The punch chain is a slow attack, so I'm letting that initial transient through, then I'm clamping down on it. The low end chain and the vocals chain are both really fast attacks. So listen to the difference between what the low end chain and the vocals chain does. Kind of flattens it out and makes it bigger but less punchy. And you see, I also tilted it left. I don't have any EQs. I have one plugin tonight. So tilting the whole thing, levitating left, gives me more bass and a little less top end, and then I'm just adding some air back with Awaken, and here's the end result.
Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll. Going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shut
use the vocal chain a lot on strings and horns. The vocal chain has a real fast attack and release, but it sounds, well, it's a staged release. There's 2 compressors going on under the hood, as a lot of these do. But it clamps down quickly on the transient, unlike the punch chain, which lets the transient right through, which makes the strings elongated. They sound bigger and longer, but less attacky. But you don't really notice because they've got so much attack built into the sound. And with ALLCOMP, the dial sets how aggressive the compression is. It does mess with the threshold and bring the threshold down a little bit, but if you're not getting enough compression, you want to push up with the input, just like an 1176 or an LA2A. This saturator is the most amazing fattener. It just sounds so good. And if it, I like it a little bit broken up on the strings because it lets your ears identify them in a dense mix. So I'm keeping a little bit of that fuzz in there. But if I wanted just the saturation without that fuzz, I would just back off of the input a little bit. And then if I want to increase the distortion, then I just push into the heat. And you see I've got my mix at halfway, so if I, here, let me just show you all the way. Now listen to how much more that cuts through in the mix with that tiny little bit of saturation distortion.
Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down.
So with these high pitch strings, they're an octave above the main strings. I really don't need the low weight of them. So I'm going to get rid of a little bit of that low weight before I do anything else with levitate. I'm going to levitate the entire sound to the right. And levitate is a tilt. If you don't know what a tilt is, so if this is 1K and this is 20K and this is 20 hertz, I'm going to swivel on, just like an equalizer, on the 1K axis or whatever axis I choose. This would be brighter, this would be thinner. So this would be warmer, this would be duller. So all you're doing is readjusting the ratio of the frequencies. And with the high pits, I want the brilliance of the high pits coming out, and I don't need the weight of it, so I'm tilting it to the right on pre before I even hit a compressor. So when it hits the compressor, it's not driving the compression with all of that low end. And I'm also hitting it with a mash limiter at the end. And what that does is I get all of this like crazy attack from the punch chain, and then I just smash it up against a limiter on the way out and make sure every single note is at the same volume. and every single note just punches right through. And then I can just set it right in the mix where I want it to go, right behind the main pits, and I don't have to think about it ever again. And if I want some reverb on it, check this out.
Y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of stuff and something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make...
This thing on strings is just amazing. And I use it so many different ways. The vocal chain and the punch chain both get usage. The smooth chain gets usage. Let's find one else. Oh, I got questions. Tate Frost asks, hey Ken, is the big knob in the middle for the amount of compression? What is the difference between that and the mash knob? So the big knob in the middle, you select your chain. We have vocals, low end. Here, let me start us a new one so I can show you. Okay, so you have these are suggestions, not hard, fast rules. Vocals, low end, punch, smooth, pretty things, and heat, which is saturation into distortion. And underneath the hood, there are different processes going on for every single one of these chains. Most of them have either two compressors in line underneath or a compressor and a limiter in line underneath. Some of them do other things. They change their processing as you push into them. They get more aggressive. So even down here, you're still compressing. And if you push into the input, you'll start seeing compression even with the volume, with the dial all the way to the left. This is not a threshold, it's an amount. And then you just ask yourself how much more aggressive you want. And the great thing about this is the absolute speed with which you can work. Let me just prove a point with that and fire up the lead vocal. Oh, Mazzy's about had it with not getting treats. What are you thinking, Maz? You thinking I should hook you up for being a little... All right. You guys hear Maz? All right. Lead vocals. Oh,
yeah. It's hard when you live in a line that catches up with you. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustling. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. Shut up, another up. Sir, I have another. Run up on, run for your life. It's hard when you live in a line that catches up with you. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll.
I mean, it's so easy to get a result with this thing. It's just amazing. And what I did with ALLCOMP is I put a bunch of my processes under the hood that I just found myself using over and over and over and going back to. And what I noticed when we built ALLCOMP and its other skin, LALCOMP, is when you put everything under one hood and I can just look at all of my choices right in front of me, the results are astoundingly different and so much better and so much more musical. The other cheat code with ALLCOMP is you don't see any values. There's no numbers and ratios and shit like that. Forces you to use your ears a little bit more than your eyes. And that's always the way to go for me. So let's get back to it.
Run for your life. It's hard when you live in a line that catches up with you. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll.
Let's get to 808s. This thing is the 808 cheat code. I literally put this on an 808 and I'm done in 5 seconds. You can choose how buzzy you want it, depending on how much you want it to sit audibly in small speakers. So if you turn it way down in small speakers and you can't hear your 808 anymore, if you push this up on the low end chain, it's going to start getting you a little fuzzy and a little buzzy so that your ear can identify it in the mix on small speakers. That's how that works. So give this a listen again. Now, one of the cool things with Levitate with 808s is if your 808 is too heavy, you can levitate it right and lighten it up a little bit. And if your 808 is a little bit too light, you can levitate it left and make it big and deep and mean. Watch. So always, I'm so on that levitate so often. I find if you just realign the frequencies sometimes, if they're just a little bit off, your compression works so much smoother. So I'm always kind of taking that into consideration. And sometimes your compression will change the way that your sound is represented. Like if you really compress an 808 heavy, on most things, not on this because I designed it that way, but on most things, when you compress an 808 real heavy, you lose all the low end. And if you just tilt it a little bit, you'll get that low end back. All right, what is next? Let's see, are there any other questions? Tim asks, hey Ken, how do you deal with very reverberant, roomy vocals? There are de-verbing plugins that sometimes work. There is Ozone RX11, which can separate out some sounds. I'm not sure how good it is on doing room, but there's like now there's plugins to really help with that kind of stuff. So for me, I would find the plugins that would help fix that and go after them. Let's see. Okay. Back to ALLCOMP.
Shit, I just roll with the punches. What a time to be alive. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches.
Let me show you guys the reverbs because what I intend to do with the reverbs is give you guys 5 different very usable reverb tanks. And usually if you think of like, okay, I have this sound, I wonder if it would sound good with a touch of wetness or long ambience or whatever. These are 5 real quick auditions. It's a more or less function, so it defaults to how much I think you should have. This is less, this is more. And then you can marry it more into the sound if you put oxidate on pre.
How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just.
So, hang on. Okay, let me go over these oxidate chains for you. chain 1 is a long, dark reverb.
Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside.
2.
Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something that's wrong. I take them all till they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustling. Shut up. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something that's wrong. I take them all till they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustling. Shut up. Tell me what dying is like. A coward.
Man, this thing can just dial in anything. If you want to hear me dial in something specific, hit me up on the chat roll and let me know. Next up, I think, is these horns. Oh, wait till you hear this brass.
I'm going through it like. Every second is scary, my style is in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas, so roll. Going through it like I'm on the sleep. If you talking to me, then you must be elite. Cause nobody come through the things that I keep and I mean it. My reach is increasing, my feet every second is scary. My style is in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas, so roll. I'm going through it like I'm on the sleep. If you talking to me, then you must be elite. Cause nobody come through the things that I keep and I mean it. My reach is increasing, my feet every second is scary. My style is in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas, so roll. I'm going through it like I'm on the sleep. If you talking to me, then you must be elite. Cause nobody come through the things that I keep and I mean it. My reach is increasing, my feet every second is scary. My style's in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas, so roll.
So what I'm doing now, I started with these big horns with the low end chain, which I picked because it is going to saturate it a little bit first. So I want a little bit of just bigness and level out and saturation from the low end chain, and then I pushed it into the heat chain. And I'm going to dial in how I want the heat chain to add to the low end chain, and then I'm going to dial the mix back. So I want to make sure that the heat chain isn't like super bright and fuzzy, and this is going to be a blend of the two.
I'm going through it like arms in the sleeve. If you talking to me, then you must be elite. Cause nobody come through the things that I keep and I mean it. My reach is increasing, my feet every second is scary. My style's in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas, so roll. Going through it like arms in the sleeve. If you talking to me, then you must be elite. Cause nobody come through the things that I keep and I mean it. My reach is increasing, my feet every second is scary. My style's in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas, so roll. I'm going through it like arms in the sleeve. If you talking to me, then you must be elite. Cause nobody come through the things that I keep and I mean it. My reach is increasing, my feet every second is scary. My style's in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas, so roll with the punches and carry roll. She made me do it like Adam and Eve. I'm going through it like arms in the sleeve. If you talking to me, then you must be elite. Cause nobody come through the gates that I keep and I mean it. My reach is increasing, my feet every second is scary. My style's in every direction. I carry the I mean it. My reach is increasing.
Indonesia Records asks, is there oversampling on this? No, I kind of leave all my oversampling stuff to the last plugins. Otherwise, your processing is just going to die quickly. And, in fact, this is super DSP light, and you can get so many sounds out of it.
What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your. I mean it, my reach is increasing by feet every second. It's scary, my style's in every direction. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your. What a time to be alive. Run for your life.
Here's a perfect example of where tilt comes in super handy, which is levitate. Without the levitate left, those vocals sound really aggressive on the top end and really bright and piercing. So I'm taking a post chain and I'm just levitating the entire thing left, and hear how it just sounds warmer and bigger and less aggressive in the mix, and it just fits in so much nicer. I'll start at null.
To be alive, run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why.
The combinations you can get out of this thing are just extraordinary. And honestly, like the oxidate, I didn't know how much I would use it when we first built it, but I tend to find that most of my reverb comes from ALLCOMP now. Quite often on the lead vocals as well. In fact, I just mixed a song I just turned in finals this morning. Was up till 5 o'clock in the morning printing finals. Whoo! And used ALLCOMP on the lead vocals on both lead vocals, and used the reverb from ALLCOMP on both vocalists. This thing is a beast. Let's get back to it.
Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your. What a time to be alive.
Grant Cometa asks, does anybody know if Ken is using a mouse or a MIDI controller to make these moves? I'm using a mouse. I have a MIDI controller in front of me. I have these SSL UF8s with a UC1. And my initial balances I did on the controllers, on the SSL controllers. And the rest has been mouse mixing up until now. Let's see. Oh, I like this. Del8 PL says, Greenhouse and ALLCOMP already made me a couple of platinum mixes in Poland. Woo, woo, woo! All right, congratulations. I will drink coffee to that. I love hearing that. I am joining you in the Platinum Club. I have already used these things on several gold and platinum records, piling them up. And man, I got so many more coming this year. Let's see. C. Cruz asks, hey Ken, do you always push in the gain, and what do I always push the gain, and what affects gain staging? So when you're plugin building, you kind of have to ask yourself, do I want a plugin that passes signal at unity and doesn't do anything when you first instantiate it? Or do I want a plugin that does something the moment you put it on? And we decided that we were going to build a plugin that does something the moment you put it on and gets more noticeable from there. So not a subtle plugin, but a very, very powerful and simple, fast, easy tone shaper. Let's see. Rhythmixed asks, hey Ken, how do you decide which reverbs to use when? I first try and envision what I think the style of reverb I want is. Sometimes nothing comes to me and I'm just like, well, okay, I know I want reverb, but I really don't know what. And I'll just start searching. And that's one of the great things about ALLCOMP is when you start searching, you're Here, let me pull up Fash. You can listen. I rarely listen in solo. I'm listening in solo tonight so that you guys can hear the results of what's going on. But I rarely listen in solo. So what I would do is I would fire up the lead vocal here and dial it in the way I have, and then I would just audition these different reverb tanks. And if one of them isn't the absolute perfect one, it's probably going to let you know what the ballpark is. Like, oh, number 2 is really damn close, but it's not exactly what I want. Okay, now I know what I'm going to look for, and I'll grab my other favorite dedicated reverb plugin, and I'll go looking for that style of reverb with that. So it can be an idea maker, or it can be, you know, a problem solver. So let me show you.
Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone, and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustle. Shut up. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll.
Each of those gives me a different mood and a different feel. And if I decided that none of those is the exact one, but one is close, then I know what I'm going to look for. So there you go. What is... C. Cruz asks, hey Ken, what are the dials on Levitate on the bottom? These are filters on the left. So if I'm back to that same vocal.
Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll. Roll with the punches. I take a whole...
Oh, you want to know what the slider is. The slider sets your center frequency for Levitate. So I think our default is 800 hertz. So it swings on an axis. Here's 800, more, less. But you can change this. Listen to what.
Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone, and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustle. Shut up. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone, and it's gone down like it...
Awaken is an air band and presence. So it's like mid band and tippy top band. Listen to the differences. When you're in air band, you can really hear the crispiness of the vocal coming out, or the hi-hats or drums or whatever you're putting.
Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone, and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustle. Shut up. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a...
All right. What else can I pull together on this mix? Highgrove asks, hey Ken, how do you glue everything at the end? Just faders or compression, or how do you do it? The only thing that I don't use ALLCOMP for regularly is the mix bus. I can, and I have successfully before, but the way that I have this thing gain staged, you really need more of a unity compressor to start across the mix bus. And typically my mix bus starts with a Manley, actually a black box HG2, then a Manley Varimu, often the UAD Pultec Pro Legacy, often the Master Desk, and then FabFilter Pro L2 or Slate FGX2 or any number of different finishers, lots to choose from out there. Let's see. Herman asks, "Hey Ken, what's your top 5 plugins to widen a track?" Uh, an entire mix. I use BX Digital V3, just the spreader on that, and I almost never go beyond 12, and just give it a little bit of width, and that's all. But if I'm like chorus spreading things, Greenhouse is amazing to spread things. That's why I built it. Greenhouse is our other Mixing Night audio plugin. It's a saturator, spreader, modulator, filter, but really it's a vibe box. You just put that shit on, and it's like Frank's hot sauce. Um, and actually, I think ALLCOMP is like Frank's hot sauce, and Greenhouse is just like that, that spice that you want every now and then. But the Greenhouse is a lot like this. I could sit here and play for 30 seconds and just come up with the vibiest choices that you just never expected. And that's one of my favorite things about the plugins that we build at Mixing Night Audio is I build plugins powerful enough for me, but simple enough for somebody who has no idea how to mix, that you can put this on and have a really good idea of how to get a great result without knowing how to mix and without thinking much about it, and just listening a little bit. And I think I built the cheat code for all-in-one things. This is ALLCOMP, but it does so much more than compression. Even all of these 5 chains have more than just compressors built into them. As you push into them, they do different things each time. The vocals add a little bit of air as you push into it, and open it up a little bit. The smooth chain starts real gentle and smooth, but as you push in, it brightens it up a little bit, and then as you push all the way, it keeps that brightness, but it also fattens it up, along with heavier compression as you push in, but still real gentle. The heat is like saturation into heavy distortion. Punch lets those transients through, then clamps down and pushes forward. So anything that I want to maintain the transient on, it's going straight into the punch chain. If I have a piano that lacks a little bit of attack, I'm going to put it straight in that punch chain and dial it up until the hammers really feel like they're hitting. What else? Like horns sound great on punch. Very often I audition between the vocal chain and the punch chain because they're two similar they're totally different processes. One is super fast attack and the other is very slow attack. So they aren't the same processes, but they're great counter flavors. So you can really hear both of them go like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting too. Which one sounds better in my production, in my mix? Oh, this one. And I do that a lot just throughout all of the chains, and sometimes I'm surprised at what I'm picking. Let's see. D. Lopez asks, does ALLCOMP give a numerical value while changing it for copying to other tracks or purposes? You can save presets. You can save presets right here. Save preset. In fact, I'm going to go through this entire session tonight at the end, and I'm going to save all of the presets from this entire thing, and I'm going to create a free presets pack. And anybody who's watching tonight or taps in on the restream can download that presets pack for free. Little bitch Mazzy is getting a little treat driven right now. Right, babe? She's such a good girl. We got out walking right before the broadcast. All right. Electric Owl Works asks, hey Ken, what projector are you using for your video wall? Thanks. These are NEC projectors. I don't know the exact model, but I think they're 4,500 lumens each. I have 3 of them, one facing forward and 2, one left and one right. And it's covering about a 40-foot wrap around the wall with acoustic projection fabric. And so the sound goes right through that and straight into the fabric wall, and the absorption in here is crazy. Man, this place is dialed in so nicely. Didn't I? Yeah, I answered the Tim question. How do you deal with reverberant vocals? There's plugins for that, Tim. But if you, Tim asks, how do you deal with reverberant vocals? If you're recording them and your room is reverberant, you want a dead room when you're cutting vocals. The deader the room, the better, more present, more focused, more clean the vocal is going to sound. And the better that you capture your vocal, if you want to fuck it up later, having a nice, clean, well-recorded copy of that is going to allow you so much more variation in what you can do with it later. Yeah, there you have it. Oh, can't answer that. Sorry. All right, back to mixing. If anybody has any ALLCOMP questions, fire away. But I'm going to tidy up this mix. Gunshots.
Butter, cause I'm on the roll, roll with the punches. Butter, cause I'm on the roll, roll with the punches. Butter, cause I'm on the roll, roll with the punches. Butter, cause I'm on the roll, roll with the punches. Butter, cause I'm on the roll, roll with the punches. Butter, cause I'm on the roll, roll with the punches. Butter, cause I'm on the roll, roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. What a time. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they roll with the punches. What a time to roll with the punches. What a time to
So if you're tuning in and you didn't know, you can download the original unmixed multi-track stems for this song, which is Roll With The Punches by my group, obSCENE Stealers. And you can do your own mix. I'm going to give away my entire preset pack from all of the ALLCOMP instances that I used on this mix tonight. You guys can get it for free. There's a free 14-day trial on our Mixing Night Audio website, fully working, but you're really, trust me when I tell you, you're going to know in one session. Either you're going to love it or you're not going to love it, but it's not going to take much for you to figure out like if this is for you or not. And there's also another surprise in that download as well for people with a sense of humor. Check out the other instantiation. Back to our program. Now, if you notice, a lot of times I am instantiating mono to stereo, and that's so that I can use the stereo reverb. If you instantiate mono to mono and you put the reverb on, you're only going to get mono reverb dead center. But if you have a mono signal and you instantiate mono to stereo, then you can compress the mono signal, let me show you, and then you can add stereo reverb.
Ray with the punches. Ray with the punches.
This thing is so fast to a result. And was very intentional. When I mix, I want to turn my brain completely off and forget about anything technical and really just lock in as much as I possibly can to what's coming out of the speakers and kind of react to it and just be present in the moment. And the tools that I build are intentionally built to keep me there, to keep me not thinking about gear and not thinking about process and not thinking about numbers and ratios, but to keep me thinking about and listening to the music that I'm working on and reacting to it in real time, which has always been my mantra. And on that note, let's get back to reacting to it in real time. There's this clock thing that could use a little bit of work. I think that clock could use some filters and some low-end chain.
Commemorate inevitability, get him an enemy. I bet he. He really knows all I know. Commemorate inevitability, get him an enemy. I bet he could take him like a shot of adrenaline. I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met back. Cause that's how it really goes, but nobody really knows all I know. Commemorate inevitability, get him an enemy. I bet he could take him like a shot of adrenaline. I got the etiquette better.
PC Man 92 asks, "Hey Ken, can you sidechain into ALLCOMP?" I don't think so. ALLCOMP does not have a sidechain filter built into it. No, that was a bridge too far for us. However, you can turn off the top section and only use the bottom section as its own plugin if you choose, which is pretty nifty. Oh, it's here actually. Boom, there you go. Bottom section still works. You can turn off the top section with the caret. Let's see. And Marcus Manderson, aka DeFingers, he's on the chat roll. Hey Marcus, how are you, dude? We had a great Mixing Night Audio panel at the Audio Engineering Society convention last week in New York City, the AES convention. Marcus Manderson hosted the panel, and thank you, Marcus. It was a lot of fun. My favorite moment from NAMM last week, Marcus, was there wasn't one. It was the people. It's and it's not NAMM. It's from AES. Favorite moment from AES was really just seeing the people. The Mixing Night live from the Cutting Room Studios in New York City was amazing. I was chief engineer at the Cutting Room Studios for like half a hot second, like a decade. Oh my God, like 2.5 decades ago. Oh my Lord. But I freelanced out of the Cutting Room for many years and still love working out of that place whenever I'm in New York City. It's such a vibe there. Let's see. What was your favorite moment, Marcus? Man, yeah. And I also did the Production Music Conference out in LA recently and made some great connections out there. I'm definitely going to be back to that next year. With a lot of luck, I'll be back to the Grammy Awards in February. We got two potentials. We got the Alicia Keys Broadway play Hell's Kitchen cast album is up for Best Musical. We'll see if we catch a nomination for that. And Taj Farrant Chapter 1 album that I produced and wrote with him. We're pulling for a blues Grammy for that, so fingers crossed for us. We'll know. I think nominations come out in December. I'm not sure. What do you think, Maz? You think we'll catch one or two noms this year? Well, I hope so. Anyway, anybody hello on Instagram? I'm on Instagram Live, just trying to direct traffic over to here. Let's see. I'm going to listen down from the top and see how this whole thing is pulling together.
Run for your life.
It's hard when you live in a line that catches up with you. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustle. Shut up. Something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances. Something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustle.
Roll with the punches.
Shut up. Must be elite, cause nobody come through the gates that I keep, and I mean it. My reach is increasing by feet every second. It's scary, my style's in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas. So roll with the punches and carry protection. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take a must be elite, cause nobody come through the gates that I keep, and I
Run for your.
what a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your life. Like I'm coming for blood, throwing dirt on your name like it came out the mud. It's over for you and whoever you love, cause murder my motive and one ain't enough. It's up when I see you, you're everything we knew you'd be. Give me your chain like I'm setting you free. Get the fuck out my face before I walk out this place after doing whatever it takes. Take it how you want it. I'm just chilling.
Man, I didn't even notice the chat rolls popping tonight. Wednesday, Ann, how are you, Wednesday? Howie just did some mastering for me. God, that guy is incredible. Tracy Spam 3, what's up? PC Man 92, Bill Dwyer, Anya, Duffingas on the beat. Jonathan Garcia, MBI. How is Scotland tonight, MBI? Miss you, buddy. We had a great time in Scotland at Stirling Castle with MBI. We must repeat that. Great seeing everybody on the chat roll tonight. Fire away with questions if you got them. I'm getting kind of close to her.
It's over for you and whoever you love, cause murder my motive and one ain't enough. It's up when I see you, you're everything we be. Give me your chain like I'm setting you free. Get the fuck out my face before I walk out this place after doing whatever it takes. Take it how you want it. I'm just chilling at the moment. You can run, but you can't hide. I know it when I saw it. I'm just aiming at the target, about to hit another bullseye. Take it how you want it. I know it when I saw it. About to hit another bullseye.
MBI asks, hey Ken, what is the tempo of this track? MBI, the tempo is 120 beats per minute. And I think it's 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, 4, 4, 120 beats per minute. I'm getting dangerously close to an end result here. Indonesia Records asks, hey Ken, can you recommend me closed and open headphones? Thank you. The closed headphones, if you see these bad boys, these are Odyssey LCD XCs, beast mode. They're a little bit big and heavy. You wouldn't want to wear them for too terribly long. It's kind of like having 2 speakers strapped to your head, but the best frequency response, 20 to 20. I mean, all the way down to the bottom of the 808s and to the top of the hi-hats. Everything is right there on those, and they sound amazing. Those are Odyssey LCD XCs. For budget ones, actually, I really like these. The Slate VSX. I think these are like 500. The LCDs are multiples of that. But the Slates are great because they're super light on your head when you're recording vocals. They're unobtrusive. The cord is very unobtrusive and light, so it doesn't get in your way as a vocalist as you're tracking or as a mixer while you're mixing. I don't really use the Room software on it, but if it floats your boat, then it's got the Room software. Open back headphones. I'm sure Odyssey makes some incredible open back headphones. I don't use open back headphones. Sorry. Vincent A. Ryan asks, hey Ken, have you ever used the iLoud micros? If so, what are your opinions on them? I actually, that's my opinion on the iLoud micros. Oh my goodness, Mazzy. All right, Bay. Calm down for 10 seconds. The iLoud micros, I think they sound incredible for that size of a speaker. I used to travel with mine around the world. And I used to sit them on my Atom A7s with a sub, and I would switch between the A7s and the micros. And if I had the volumes right on the switches, I wouldn't even notice which speakers were which. I'm not kidding. They're really super detailed. I find the MTMs far less detailed. They're much louder, and they're an amazing speaker for their footprint and their weight and travelability and all of that stuff. But the micro is a better speaker than the MTM is as far as accuracy and representation of what you're listening to. And I've mixed records on those MTMs, or the micros. So yeah, the micros. Let's see. I got. Hey you. Mazzy is saying hello to everybody. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Maz. Yeah. You want to say hi to everybody? Woof. Oh. This girl's so spoiled. Give her one treat and she takes a mile. I got to shout out Josh Schultz. He made us, we just did a Mixing Night AES in New York City, and he made us ALLCOMP mugs for all of these. ALLCOMP is the other skin for ALLCOMP. If you buy one, you get both. So like Panda Chain is low end, Smiley Chain is vocals, Punch Chain is kangaroo. I love these, Josh. These are really amazing. And Peacock Chain is gentle. And Dragon Chain is distortion. And Mazzy is unruly. What do you think, Maz? That's what I thought too. Yeah, I know. But every time I go back to that. And then, exactly. I thought the same thing. You don't say. Oh, well, I didn't. Oh, do you think they... Oh my goodness, Maz. I had better give you a treat then. Oh, I'd better give you a treat. That's going to fix it. This dog is so amazing. Spoiled. Spoiled. Definitely spoiled, but amazing. Chris Dover asks, hey Ken, is the HG2 and Manly on the Mixbus hardware units or plugins, and why? I'll answer that first. I don't have anything on my Mixbus right now, but when I usually do a full mix for a client, quite often HG2 black box is first, the plugin, and the plugin Manly Varimu. I did a bunch of tests. It took me a long time to figure out how to get the plugin to mimic the hardware settings that I use. But I finally got the plugin to do what the hardware was doing for me. So now I mostly use the plugin because my hardware is not working correctly. So that little bitch. Maz, do you know how many people can hear you right now? Hush. Hush it up, eh? You be a good girl. 5, 4, 3. But the Varimu is a cheat code. That shit is amazing. Kim Gold-Branson, hey you, hush. Kim Gold-Branson asks, hey Ken, guessing you have whatever plugins beside your own you want and need, but are there anything on the wish list or recommend for Black Friday? What's my Black Friday recommendation? You know, I was just at AES and I didn't see much in plugin land that interests me, but because I mean I build my own plugins and I know what I've already got 10 of everything, so I don't know what's on my Black Friday list. Probably some sort of Atmos plugins. I don't know what's on your guys' plugin lists. What do you guys want for Black Friday? You guys tell me, and I'll answer Kim. What's up, Ains Boogie? You're watching from the airport. Mazzy, Ains Boogie says hello. Ains, Mazzy says hello back. Hey you, my God, woman. Just constant yapping here. Because she knows Daddy's a pushover. I can't help it. All right, I think I'm getting close to wrapping up here. I'll keep answering questions if you guys fire away. Trust Issues asks, hey Ken, any thoughts on the PMC Result 6 studio monitors? I'm currently running Atom A7Vs at the moment, but curious on how big of a jump it would be. Awesome doggo. Yes, you are, Mazzy. The Result 6s, well, they're maybe 6 times more expensive than the A7s. So from that perspective, haltingly more expensive. I've used both. I mixed with the A7Xs and then I mixed with the A7s, then the Xs, and then the Vs for well over a decade, and now I'm mixing with the Atom AH8s with the Sub 10 Mark IIs underneath both left and right. I love, for whatever reason, Atom speakers really work well with my ears and my brain, and when I mix on them, everything just translates super easily for me, and it always sounds like my mix. And the Result 6s sometimes sound a little bit too good. So I don't know, but you know the PMC stuff is amazing. You can't go wrong with the PMC stuff except for the price, which is I don't know how anybody can afford that shit. I don't know who's buying that, but it ain't me. I cannot afford PMC stuff. Josh S., I see you on the chat roll. Great to see you. I know Fash is on the chat roll. Good to see you. I know Fash. Fash is the rapper on the song we are mixing tonight, Roll with the Punches. Roll with the Punches is obSCENE Stealers, which is me and Michael Moss, the movie trailer boss. This is obSCENE Stealers. We're silly. So we do, me and Michael do music for Sync. If you don't know who Michael Moss is, hey you, hush it up, woman. If you don't know who Michael Moss, the movie trailer boss is, he has done movie trailers for Star Wars, Tenet, Fast and Furious, Mulan, Dune, tons of video games and TV shows, and you name it, he has done it. The guy is a freaking genius in trailer world. So he and I pretty much just smash our talents together, his cinematic sensibilities and my record-making sensibilities, and we collaborate with other amazing artists. And when we have a song we love, we put it out and we pitch it for film and TV syncs, and we see what happens. So yeah, thank you for tuning in tonight. If you want to do your own mix of this song, Roll with the Punches, it is the raw stems for the multitrack are in the description of the video you are watching right now. Go and get them. It's the raw, all unmixed multitrack, and then at the end of this, I am going to I'm gonna smack my dog. No, I'm not. Could never. Hey you. Although she does try my patience. At the end of this, I'm going to put out the presets pack from all of the presets that I cooked up tonight live on the show, so that you can get a really good idea of, if you have any sounds in your palette that line up with these, try these presets. And if you see a lot of times, man, this thing just has a way of fattening things up and making things so much bigger than just a straight compressor could ever dream of doing. And that's all of these kind of creative tone controls under the hood. All right, Maz, I'm going to put you out because you have barked enough. Oh, here we go. Let's go. All right. Oh, she's going to be back in no time flat. Pushing right through that door. Oh, Maz. Indonesia Records asks, hey, Ken, what microphones do you like for vocals? The mic that I've used on almost every vocalist since like 1998 is my Sony C800G. It's a tube condenser. It sounds incredible. I've never heard anybody sound bad on it. My other favorite mics for vocals are the Cloud 44 ribbon mics. Those things with the right vocalist just have such a vibe to them. And I would say the difference between a microphone like a C800 and a microphone like a Cloud 44 is the C800 is going to give you like transparent realism. It's going to just give you back what you put into it. But the ribbon has a way of giving you vibe that wasn't there before you put it through that ribbon. I don't really know how to describe it other than there's just this real quality to it, and ribbons also take equalization really, really well. So the Cloud 44 or the Sony C800G is usually my choice. Kim G asks, hey Ken, what headset do you recommend for mixing Atmos? Well, I think you definitely should have the Apple Max over-ear metal headphones. Because those give you the spatial audio representation better than anything else. And that's kind of a part of the gig. Olo makes a great like a binaural headphone that's supposed to localize binaurally really well. So you can check those out for Atmos. But often I just use my Odyssey LCD XCs for Atmos. And I just take the straight binaural and, adjust that in the headphones, and then just make sure that the speakers and the headphones translate, equally or the way that I want them to is probably the better way to say it. And here she comes. Mazzy's back. Sickness Rhythms asks, hey Ken, can one reverb plugin be used for all situations? For example, FabFilter Pro R is what I use for Stock Studio One. Am I missing out by not purchasing other reverbs? No. I think the most important thing is to learn your tools and to learn what your tools can give you, so that you can forget about your tools and instinctively reach for the right thing in the right moment when you have the right idea for it. And I would highly recommend taking just entire days of just new gear tests. You get a new Reverb plugin, spend like 4, 5, 6 hours just putting different things through it, seeing what that thing can do. And while you do that, you're gonna, hey you, come on, Colt. While you do that, you're gonna come up with a whole bunch of reverbs that you're gonna be like, I want to save that as a preset. That's going to be in my next mix. Ooh, this is going to be great next time I do this style of a mix. And that's just from like learning the sounds. And you know, anytime that you spend days just dedicated to learning your gear, that is going to help you down the road forget about your gear in the moments when you just need to really lock in and be symbiotic with the music. And then you can just go like, oh yeah, I need that verb and that setting on that verb here. Boom. No thought. Okay, who else we got on the chat roll? Are you from Indonesia? Indonesia Records? A long way from home. When's the last time I worked with somebody from Indonesia? I can't remember. Boardroom management, what's going on? I have never used Luna. Boardroom management asks, hey Ken, have you ever used UAD Luna? No, and I love UAD. I use my UAD plugins constantly. And this is a Universal Audio SD1 microphone. Love this for broadcasting. I used to have this Cascade Fathead for broadcast, and I swapped it out with this, and much better. But I love UAD plugins. Haven't used Luna. It's just, you know, another thing for me to learn. If I was learning from scratch, though, that might be a choice. I think a lot of rock guys like Luna. So, Seamus Cranley's on. Hey, Seamus. I know. Everybody loves you, Maz. How can they not? You're such a bad girl. I mean, you're such a good girl. Oh, you're too damn cute. I don't know if you guys can see this little bitch, but she's here spoiling for treats as per usual. Okay. I hear you, yeah. C. Cruz asks, hey Ken, talking about reverb, would you recommend better to... Hey. Enough. C. Cruz asks, hey Ken, talking about reverb, would you recommend better to send ALLCOMP to a bus and dial in the bus? No, because the reverb isn't 100% wet on ALLCOMP, so I don't typically use it as an aux. I usually use it on channels. Although I will use it as an aux if I'm like blending, say, 12. Hey, you, come here. If I'm blending like 12 background vocals together into a stereo group, you know, something like that, then I'll put ALLCOMP across the stereo group and, you know, compress it a little bit, give it a little bit more control and shape, and maybe add some reverb there. So that's a pretty common thing for me to do, for sure. Ricardo Garcia, what's up? Hey, come on, out of here. Go on. Get out of here. Go on. Go on. Enough. Oh, sheesh. That girl's gonna be back in no time flat. You just wait. She's gonna be right back. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I told you, that bitch barks again. Okay, if you're just tuning in, you can download the original multitrack for this mix in the description of the video you are watching below. And at the end, I'm going to put out a presets pack for all of my presets here. I'm about done mixing, so I think I'm going to listen down one more time. If anybody else has any more questions, y'all fire away. I'm happy to answer anything. We are back November 6th with drums mixing night. My God, that is going to be the craziest show ever. Michael Moss is doing trailer drums. Sage Weber from Bring Me the Horizon is, I'm going to do an interview with him. And he just played drums on an artist, Angelo Dodaro, that I'm producing right now. And I'm going to mix some of Angelo's stuff live with Sage's drums. It's going to be crazy. Dom Ravinius, who played drums on 3 songs on Taylor Swift's Midnights, is going to do a drum segment. Dylan Wissing, who's played for Drake and Kanye West and Alicia Keys and John Legend, he's going to do a segment. Ken Pooch Van Druten, who was front of house for Linkin Park for their entire careers, is going to do a live sound segment. We are throwing down November 6th. Please join us. It's going to be a great time. Set your alerts. Well, I don't even think we have a show thing posted yet, but when you see it go up, set your alerts for it and don't miss it. It's going to be an amazing drum night. I can't wait for it. We haven't done, I can't even believe we haven't done a drums night yet, but this one we're going all out. So tune in for that. I think, all right, I'm going to listen down to this one more time, see if there's anything else I want to touch up about it. Then I'm going to save. If there's any final questions, fire away. I'm happy to answer. And this is obSCENE Stealers with Ken Lewis. Roll with the punches and the barks.
Oh, bro. It's hard when you live in a line that catches up with you. Tell me what dying is like. A coward dies a million times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function. None of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll
with the punch.
Shut up, another, sir, I have another. Run up on a motherfucker looking for a come up. Commemorate inevitability, get him an enemy. I bet he could take him like a shot of adrenaline. I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met back. Cause that's how it really goes, but nobody really knows. All I know is I'm always on the go, and they need me like a code in the cold. She made me do it like Adam and Eve. I'm going through it like arms in the sleeve. If you talking to me, then you must be elite. Cause nobody come through the gates that I keep, and I mean it. My reach is increasing by feet every second. It's scary, my style's in every direction. I carry the message, I'm bigger than Texas. So roll with the punches and carry protection. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll
with the punch.
What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your life. What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your life. Like I'm coming for blood, throwing dirt on your name like it came out the mud. It's over for you and whoever you love, cause murder my motive and one ain't enough. It's up when I see you, you're everything we knew you'd be. Give me your chain like I'm setting you free. Get the fuck out my face before I walk out this place after doing whatever it takes. Take it how you want it. I'm just chilling at the moment, you can run, but you can't hide. I knew it when I saw it. I'm just aiming at the target, about to hit another bullseye. Take it how you want it.
Now I'm going to bypass ALLCOMP on everything and see what it changes.
Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. Roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's gone. Commemorate inevitability, get him an enemy. I bet he could take him like a shot of adrenaline. I got the etiquette better than anybody you ever met back. Cause that's how it really goes, but nobody really knows. All I know, commemorate inevitability, get him an enemy. I bet he could take him like a shot of adrenaline. I got the I take a whole bunch of substances, something is wrong. I take them all and they gone and it's going down like it fell on the floor. All of y'all couldn't function, none of y'all really hustle. Shut up. How do y'all make y'all money? Shit, I just roll
with the punch.
What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your What a time to be alive. Run for your life. I wonder why you still around. You better run for your Like I'm coming for blood, throwing dirt on your name like it came out the mud. It's over for you and whoever you love, cause murder my motive and one ain't enough. It's up when I see you, you're everything we knew you'd be. Give me your chain like I'm setting you free. Get the fuck out my face before I walk out this place after doing whatever it takes. Take it how you want it. I'm just chilling at the moment, you can run but you can't.
What a crazy difference. Woof. Man, do I make nice plugins.
Yeah, I do, don't I? Yes. I like my plugins.
All right, a few questions before we wrap up. Trust Issues asks, hey Ken, I always have trouble getting clean separation on reverbs. Some songs I hear layers and layers of distinct reverbs washing over, and I can't seem to get that. Everything muddies up. Are any ideas? Listen more and use less reverb. I tend to find that people often, especially when you're a young mixer, mask what you can't get right with reverb. And often if you just take everything off and get it nice and present and dry and sounding good, and then attempt to add reverb back to it, then that's often the recipe for success. But it's, for me, it's just a lot of listening. It's, and again, that's why I take all of the numbers and functions and ratios and stuff off of my plugins, so that I have to use my ears and my instincts to connect with what's coming out of the speakers. Right, Maz? Right? Oh, I gotcha. Uh-huh. She's like, oh, shit. Sickness asks, hey, Ken, what moves do you recommend to achieve a vintage warm sound but with a modern touch? Something like Tory Lane's album Alone at Prom. I think the warmth comes from, rolling off high end. That's one of the reasons that I have Levitate. Just doing that to a few of your tracks is going to warm your production up and make it bigger and fatter in a way that you were not expecting and probably couldn't get many other ways. So I would try that first. And then you can also try just darkening things up a little bit with the cuts. Not everything. Like, choose your poisons. Choose a few things to keep bright so that high frequency is activated. But not everything has to be bright. The things that need to be just warm and vibey, keep them super warm. Don't worry about the super crispy high end on those things. Let them be a little dark and vibey. All right. Kim G asks, hey Ken, Atmos mixes, any songs you recommend listening to? I've still not found a mix that blows me away. Well, Kim, I'm willing to roll the dice on you. Go to Apple Music and check out obSCENE Stealers. All of our songs, I believe, are in Atmos, except maybe one. And I love those mixes in Atmos. Super happy with them. And the entire Taj Farrant Chapter 1 album is mixed in Atmos, and I love those mixes. Super happy with those. Let's see. I think those two are my current favorites. I also mixed a up-tempo version of live Lightning Crashes with an Armada DJ named Avira. So live in Avira, Lightning Crashes. I vocal produced that and recorded it and mixed it in stereo and Atmos. Love that mix. It's a little light on the bass, but that's what the producer wanted. Trust Issues says, hey Ken, the mix tonight sounded sick. Thank you very much. I find the range between 80 hertz and 700 hertz really challenging. Any tips for dealing with the lower mids of sounds, like how to clean things up properly? First you got to ask yourself, does it need to be cleaned up? Because not everything does. Sometimes the vibe is coming from those lower mids that you hear and you go like, oh, I can dial that out. But then you dial it out and the vibe is gone. So you just got to be careful of that. One non-ALLCOMP thing that I will show you, since we're in the final throws here, is Soothe 2. Where's Oak Sound? Oak Sound, Soothe 2. So one of the ways that I clean up muddiness is with this. And I set the detector. I'm not even letting Soothe listen to anything above 1K. And let's put it on a vocal here.
out with 1,000,000,000 times. Time is winding down. I don't idolize anybody's life. I might have inspired the fighter inside of my mind, body, soul. Now I gotta know I must be butter, cause I'm on the roll with the punches. I take a whole bunch of substances.
Do you hear how much low-end reduction I'm getting out of that? If I don't need to do that to this. I'm just showing you if it had way too much low frequency that was a little tubby in there, maybe a little resonant. This is how I would use it. I'd set the detector for only low frequency or lows to lower mids, and I would let this pull out just enough to clean it up a little bit. Don't overdo it. There's a range. The other thing with Sue too is the oversampling to 4 times and ultra makes this plugin sound way better. So make sure that you're using it with that. All right. Let's see. I think we're about wrapped up. Wing Official, Matt Thrasher. Hey, we got some more people on the chat roll. The Real Shakar. What's up, people? Amison? Man. Prosonic Production. Nolan Monogold. Porth Knoll. These are a bunch of people I haven't seen on the chat roll before. Welcome to, well, this is the Ken Lewis Mix Workshop, but we are mixing night, and our next broadcast is November 6th. It's drums night. Man, we have an amazing show cooked up for drums night. I am gonna, Veronica Park asks, hey Ken, is ALLCOMP and LALCOMP the same algorithms? Yes, exactly the same plugin, different skins. LALCOMP is gamified, so if you want to get yourself completely out of gear space, try LALCOMP. It comes free when you buy one, you get both. And ALLCOMP is more for, controls that everybody's familiar and super comfortable with naming that makes easy sense to learn. So check both of these things out. All of these are my signature chains, and you can pull up any mix that I have done since we started building this plugin, and you will find probably 50% of the plugins used on that mix are ALLCOMP or LALCOMP. I really built this to replace a whole bunch of my other processes, and for me, I built it as my own personal cheat code, and I figured, well, if it's my own cheat code, then enough other people are probably going to connect with it too. So check out the free trial. It's a free full working trial, and I'm trying to tell you, you're going to know in one session whether this plugin is for you or not. It is definitely for me. I just get the fastest, best results with it. My favorite thing about it is just I get results that I would not have gotten with other plugins and that I did not expect to get. And man, that's just music making for you. It's always, looking and listening for that magic every time. That's what I'm always trying to do. And also check out our Mixing Night Audio Greenhouse plugin. Greenhouse is a saturator spreader modulator filter, and I use that thing anytime I need like chorus or any kind of vibe stuff. Man, Greenhouse is the shit. All right, I'm going to pack it in for this night. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Had a great time. I'm going to put the presets pack up in the description probably tomorrow. If you registered for this, I know we had a little bit of difficulty with registration tonight. If you registered for this, I'm definitely going to send you the stems and the presets pack at the end. But if not, I'll probably post up the presets pack on my socials and on the Mixing Night Audio socials and the Ken Lewis Producer socials. So thank you for tuning in tonight, and you all have a great evening. John Evans, Jonathan G, MBI, Matt Thrasher, Porth Knoll, Amison, Veronica Park, Trust Issues, Wing Official. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And until then, until November 6th, Mixing Night, take care.